Hey everybody, Ruxbox9 here with some more conspiracy spoilers. We got a ton of reprints that have been put out, as well as some new cards as well for conspiracy. We're going to jump right in for that, but I have some information too. Starting off with the PTQ Pro Tour Qualifier Top 8 playmats. If you guys top 8 a Pro Tour Qualifier, you get this kick-ass, awesome playmat. Check it out. This is awesome. I think this is connecting to Khans of Tarkir, which, if that's the case, which I think it is, because it's a Huey playmat, would be, this definitely fits into Dega black, red, white colors. Come on, guys, that's just so awesome. That's so awesome. I want one now. Then we also have an announcement that the Conspiracy and Vintage Masters spoiler lists are going to be coming out on Friday, which means you'll have the entire list to look at, and I'll probably do a full set review of Conspiracy, not so much Vintage Masters, because that set is going to be MTG only. But we'll see when we get to there. Conspiracy spoilers, let's hop right in today. First off, from the mothership Muzzio, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's hilarious. Visionary Architect, 3 for a 1/3 legendary human artificer. 4 mana, tap, look at your top X cards of your library, where X is the highest converted mana cost among artifacts you control. You may reveal an artifact card from among them, put it out to the battlefield, put the rest in the bottom of any order. Okay, so we have another artifact general / artifact enabler. And I think it's good. Blue is always an artifact color in EDH. It works very, very well in many, many decks. I think as a commander, it'll be a lot of fun for synergy because it can be pretty ridiculous if you have higher end power artifacts. But regardless, I think it'll be seeing lots of play even as one of the 99. I think it's very, very neat. Nothing too groundbreaking, but awesome. This guy, however, is really groundbreaking, really interesting. Grenzo the Dungeon Warden, X and a black and a red, so he's a Rakdos Goblin Rogue, which he's kind of big for a 2/2, just in terms of the art, but regardless. He enters the battlefield with X1 counters on him, tap 2, colorless, put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. Bottom card. If it's a creature card with power less than or equal to him, you get it for free. Wow. Okay, this guy is so cool. Not just an EDH commander, where I'm sure there'll be ways to play around with him. There's plenty of cards in the set now, that allow you to tuck things onto the bottom of your library, purposefully tuck things. But more importantly, this guy protects from things like tunnel vision and spell crumple, things that put things on the bottom of the library. To some extent, things like Terminus. In Limited, this guy is pretty ridiculous. You don't even have to tap him. He's a scalable card that doesn't need to be tapped, that lets you potentially get crazy stuff. Scry also, if you think about Scry works with him also. You know what's going on the bottom of your deck in what order, and you can mess around with him. Of course, you would have to splash in Scryable color, because black-red's not a big Scry color in the larger Magic, but still, wow, he is very, very interesting. I'd love to see what people cook up with him. I think he's going to be an awesome commander and also an awesome one of the 999, and I think he'll even be pretty interesting and effective in limited environment. I think he's one of the most cleverly designed cards of the set, and that's saying something. Then we got a reprint, I believe, Pristine Angel with gorgeous art, 6 for a 4/4. This was not a mythic originally, but they moved it to mythic because as long as it's untapped, it is pro artifact and all colors. And whenever you play a spell, you may untap it. So it's very, very easy to abuse. You're going to be absolutely bonkers in limited. Think about it, like nothing, very little can deal with her if she's untapped. And all you need to do is play a spell to make her stronger, or to do anything with her that lets her untap. Very easy to manipulate, very easy to control. Going to be a bomb powerhouse in limited. That being said, in EDH Commander, it's going to be more complicated because we've always had cards like Iridescent Angel, but they aren't flexible with the tapping it, then it loses the protection, so then you can do stuff, and then untapping it, messing around with that. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with her. But I think she's going to be an absolute bomb in limited. Elvish Aberration. Actually, I'm not quite sure if she's a reprint or not. I thought she's a reprint, but she might not be. Elvish Aberration is a reprint for sure from Scourge. He's a big guy, 4/5 with Forest Cycling. Very easy to use if you want to dump in your graveyard. Also gives you 3 green. Holy cow, for green decks, this guy ramps like mad. Very cool card to see. Then we got Rhea Dawnbringer. It's not going to be this art, I believe. I think it's going to be the Invasion art, which I prefer myself compared to this art. But she's just huge. 9 for a 4/6. That gets you a creature card every turn. So her stats are a little weak for 9 mana. Come on, we had Iona. So it's a little bit of a weak bring back. I love her flavor, I love her name, I love her abilities, but I don't know if she's the most awesome card for a limited environment. That being said, she's a lot of fun in EDH Commander. Then we have Liliana Spectre. Some of these cards were shown in the Conspiracy Playing video, the 30-minute video on in YouTube, but we're still going over them anyway. Liliana Spectre is a 2/1 flying, never horrible, and it forces a discard each opponent. So it's multiplayer, it's very nice, very effective multiplayer card. 1v1, it's not very good in terms of its ability for its stats. It seems a little on the weak end of things. Then we got Palaka Worm. Palaka Worm is just pure value. If you're running, 2-color deck, it's easy to splash him in, not splash him, put him in. He's huge. He sees playing EDH Commander, even though he's an uncommon. He's monstrously powerful, which is why he's from Rise of the Eldrazi. But he's really, really good in limited environment. And I just lost track here of, we got a lot of cards, guys. And we're going to be running through them very quickly. We got Unhallowed Pact. It's a good way to take control of the game in a multiplayer. Someone else is threatening to kill the strongest creature on the board. You put this on that, and regardless of how it's killed, you're going to get it back. Very good card. Wakestone Gargoyle is awkward. It's from Dissension. Creatures you control with Defender can attack. It works with Defender, but I don't know how much Defender there's going to be in this set, and it in and of itself, its stats are not that great at a rare value. Other Trade Winds, you bounce a permanent you control and one you don't control. Very nice if you have ETB effects, and it'll be a nice form of removal. Plummet, it removes flying stuff. Pretty straightforward. Charging Rhino is 5 for a 4/4. That it just has an easy way of getting through. If there's any way to make him stronger, it's going to be very hard to be dealing with him. Vampire Hexmage kills Planeswalkers and also messes around with counters, period. Very, very effective 2-drop. Awesome card. Howling Wolf, we've seen a couple cards. I think Screaming Seahawk is coming up, but these cards that allow you to search for others of themselves will scale really well with some of the conspiracy cards. Glimmerpoint Stag is a Flicker card. We already had Flicker Wisp in Modern Masters. This one's not quite as good, I think, most of the time, but it's not a bad card either. Stasis Cell, it's expensive, but it lets you move it from creature to creature, which it makes it reusable. So that, I think, is really nice. Ajani's Sunstriker is 2 for a 2/2 lifelink. It's fine. It's fine if you're running mono white or two color. I think it'd be good. Plated Sea Strider is very boring, personally. It's not that great, even with the 4 toughness. Unquestioned Authority is awesome, though. Pro creatures is a big deal, and the fact that it lets you cantrip a card off the top is also really, really great card to see. Then we got Peach Strider. It's 4 for a 3/3 that gains 3 life. It's fine. It's splashable. Kind of fills out a curve. Same thing with Galvanic Juggernaut. Galvanic Juggernaut's really big, but it has a lot of drawbacks on it as well. It's more for an aggressive deck that really wants to jump it into play. Altar of Dementia is awesome. It's 2 for an artifact. Sack a creature. Target player puts the number of cards equal to the creature's power on top of from the top of the library to the graveyard. It's a huge mill card. It's expensive simply because it's from an old set. I'm very happy to see it reprinted here. Huge, huge sack outlet for EDH Commander. Lots of decks like to run it, whether for mill or not. Spontaneous Combustion is sacks a creature, does 3 damage to each creature. So it's a good way to clear the board, especially if you yourself are being threatened by token hordes and such. Very, very nice card. It's instant speed, Wrath. Spiritmonger is one of my favorite cards from the Invasion block. It is huge, huge, amazing creature. I don't even have to talk really about its abilities. It allows you to flex its colors, it can regenerate, and it gets stronger and stronger whenever it deals damage. And it's 5 for a 6/6, guys. That's huge. Reflecting Pool is an awesome land. I love it seeing a reprint here, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting one for my cube. And EDH Commander. Smallpox, well, Pox decks still exist. It's a really solid card. The bigger ones, like Deathcloud, are not quite as effective, I think. I think Deathcloud's here. I think because they're so expensive, Smallpox is just the right dose. Chartooth Cougar is big, can get bigger with Mountain Cycling, which allows you to go get your lands. Bulgur Intimidator, he's alright. I don't really see a giant theme, but he really allows you to mess around with stuff, and he's a decent-sized creature. And last up, Magus of the Mirror. He is going to be interesting, I think, in multiplayer more than with 1v1, to be honest. But he's expensive. 4/2 body's not great, but that ability, it's pretty powerful. Anyway, guys, so we have a ton of stuff today. Some are reprints, some are spoilers. We got awesome playmats. Anyway, put all your thoughts down below in the description of the video. If you enjoyed the video, tap the like button and stay tuned for more spoilers and, of course, set reviews coming up. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.